It begins in silence, not the quiet of night, not the hush of a library, but a silence so complete, it presses on your ears like the depths of the ocean. The kind of silence that means the world is holding its breath. This is the Late Cretaceous, 66 million years ago. A land sculpted by chaos, towering volcanoes bleed fire into the sky, forests pulse with alien life, and inland seas churn with shadows too large to comprehend. But on the edge of a dying continent, where the plains meet the blood-orange sky, something is moving, a single figure. She's not the biggest predator, not the most famous, but she is a survivor. A female Dakotaraptor, 10 feet tall at the hip, cloaked in feathers the color of ash and flame. She's been called a raptor, but that word is too small for her story. She is a fire hunter, and tonight is her last chance. The wind lashes across the plains. In the distance, a herd of Edmontosaurus, peaceful giants, duck-billed and mournful grays, with nervous eyes. They know something's wrong. The earth has been trembling for days. The sun, once golden and warm, now bleeds red through a sky thick with smoke. The scent of sulfur hangs in the air like a curse, but hunger doesn't care about omens. The Dakotaraptor lowers her body to the ground, eyes locked on a limping juvenile near the edge of the herd. Her claws twitch, those infamous sickle-shaped weapons, sharp enough to slice through sinew. Each step is deliberate, practiced, ancient. She's done this 100 times, but something's off. The insects have vanished. The birds are silent. Even the leaves don't rustle the way they should. Still she waits, patient as shadow. Then it happens. The juvenile steps too far, too slow, too exposed. She strikes. In a blur of feathers and fury, she crashes through the underbrush. Her prey squeals a panicked, desperate cry, and the herd erupts. Massive bodies thundering away in a stampede that rattles the bones of the earth. But she doesn't chase. She already has what she needs. One clean kill, enough to survive another day. Or so she thinks. Later that night, the wind shifts. The stars vanish behind a curtain of ash. The earth trembles again, this time harder, longer, and then comes the sound. A low, rolling roar from the heavens. It is not thunder. It is not wind. It is the end. Far above, beyond the clouds, something ancient and merciless is falling from the sky, a city-sized asteroid, hurtling toward thee with the fury of a dying star. The fire hunter does not see it. She does not know that in hours, the forests will burn, that tsunamis will crush coastlines, that darkness will blanket the world for years. But she feels the change. A pressure in the air, a tremor in her bones, an instinct that screams. Run, she does, across rivers that steam and boil, through forests lit like funeral pyres. Her feathered form vanishes into the night, fleeing a world unraveling at the seams. Somewhere in the swirling darkness, she stumbles, collapses. Not from injury but confusion. The sky is wrong. The stars are silent. And for the first time in her life, the hunter feels something she cannot chase away. Fear. Days pass, maybe weeks. Food becomes scarce. The rain turns acid. Carcasses rot in the open, uneaten. The Dakotaraptor no longer hunts, she wanders, driven not by instinct, but by something deeper, a memory of the sun, of wind on feathers, of the rhythm of life. And then, one day, she stops. At the edge of a ridge, she stares out at a plain littered with corpses, ankylosaurs, hadrosaurs, even a fallen tyrannosaurus, its massive skull cracked and still. There is no more prey, no more fight, only ash. She lays down beside a boulder and tucks her head beneath her wing, just like she has done since she was a hatchling. And she waits. not for death, but for a memory of running, of hunting, of flying through grass like wildfire. She is not a monster. She is not a villain. She is a creature of purpose, of beauty, of time. And in that final moment, with the world crumbling around her, the last fire hunter breathes her final breath and disappears. But her story does not, because somewhere, in a lab lit by fluorescent lights, a paleontologist brushes dust from a curved claw. Not just any claw, but hers. Perfectly preserved in ancient stone. Her last hunt frozen in time, and just like that, she lives again. Not in flesh, but in memory, in wonder, in you. Because every time we whisper their names, Dakotaraptor, Triceratops, Quetzalcoatlus, we become time travelers, ghost chasers, flame keepers, and we remember that the past is not dead. It's just waiting to be uncovered.